Now, in my last video, I was breaking down how the tempo of a beat plays a significant factor in picking out the right beat for you. In this week's video, I'm going to be teaching you how to detect the tempo of any track using 4 different methods that anybody can use and explaining to you the major benefits of being able to do so. So without further ado, let's get it! What's up, everybody? This is Mize with ColeMizeStudios.com bringing you another segment of Be a Better Rapper Now. Now, tempo is an Italian word that means time. And in musical terms, it just basically means the speed at which a musical piece is performed. And being able to detect the tempo of a song that you're working on is enormously important for the following reasons. 1, you can load the tempo into the metronome of your DAW, aka DAW, aka Digital Audio Workstation, or your app of choice to make sure that you're staying on beat while you're working on your music. 2, it allows you to keep track of the tempo ranges that you prefer rapping to. And 3, it helps out engineers, producers, DJs, and musicians that you may be working along with while leaving a big impression on them. Now, for recording engineers, knowing the tempo of your song's studio session allows them to properly utilize the DAW's grid when copying and pasting hooks, importing and placing contributing artists' recordings in your studio session, and properly utilizing time-based effects such as delays. Now, if you're working with a producer on making you a brand new beat or even adding on to an existing beat that you already have, they need to know either A, the existing tempo of the track that you need them to add on to, or B, the tempo range that you're going for the new track you want them to produce for you to ensure that y'all are on the same page. And if you wanted to collaborate with other musicians, other singers, other guitar players, whatever, they need to know the tempo of the track to ensure that they're playing on the same musical time as you as well. Now, many musicians use something called click tracks while playing or practicing or recording to ensure that they're staying on tempo with the track. A click track is just basically a metronome that's played at an exact speed, measured in BPMs, beats per minute, and makes audible sound so you can stay on tempo by listening instead of having to actually look at something visually. And a lot of DJs' organization and workflow is all centered around tempo. Knowing the tempo of a song allows DJs to make smooth transitions in between 2 songs. Now, even though most DJ software comes with beat detection built in within it, still you actually giving them the tempo up front will make their job just a little bit easier and they will appreciate it. Now I'm gonna jump on this computer and show you guys 4 different ways that you can detect the tempo of any song. I'll be right back. Okay, so the first step in trying to figure out what the tempo of a track is, let's look for the most obvious first, which is actually going to be looking directly into the MP3 itself and see if we can find any information in there, because MP3s can contain a lot of information through something called ID3 tags, which contain like the contributing artists, the producers. It can have their website link in there. It could also have the album work actually embedded into it, and that's how you can see like the album artwork and the artist name and stuff if you've ever listened to an MP3 on a mobile device. It's because it's all embedded into an MP3. You don't get all this same functionality with a WAV file. But what also can be embedded into an MP3 is the actual tempo of the song. So let's look there first, okay, and see if we can find anything out. So today I'm going to be using an example from the producer Platinum Seller Beats, and the track is called I Don't Want to Miss You. I'm just going to play that real quick while we're looking into it. Turn it down a little bit here so you can still hear me, hopefully. And okay, so I'm gonna right click, clicking on properties, and I'm gonna click on details. Alright, so we see comments here. It says psbeats.com, contributing artist psbeats.com, year 2014, length 3 minutes 31 seconds, bitrate 320 kilobytes per second. So I'll scroll down. I can see they made it in FL Studio. It says encoded, lame in FL Studio 9. And then beats per minute, it says 178 beats per minute. Now, I know just from being very, very familiar with tempo, this track is not 178 beats per minute. Not by a traditional 4 count using quarter notes in each measure. There's no way this is 178 beats per minute. That's really fast. I mean, like in my last video, I was talking about, dance tracks are up there in that kind of range, like 140, 120, 140 up range. That's really fast. So, but anyways, let's just keep that in mind. 178 beats per minute. Okay. Now, another obvious thing you want to do when trying to figure out the tempo is go to wherever you got the beat from. If you got it on a website, if you got it on YouTube, go there and see if you can find the tempo information placed anywhere. Like on YouTube, it could be in the video title, it could be in the video description, whatever. On the website, it could be in the actual the player, the beat player, or it could be other places on that website as well. So let's just go there and take a look. Let me stop this music real quick, and let's go to a website where this beat is actually at. Okay, so here we are. This is the actual track here. I'll play it just so you can hear. See? Okay, now here it's saying it's 45 beats per minute. Okay, so we obviously have a discrepancy here. We're getting two different pieces of information in two different locations on the same beat. Okay, so this is a good exercise because this could likely happen to you guys. You could be trying to figure it out and you're getting wrong information and you're not quite sure which is the right piece of information. So 45 beats per minute is way too slow. I know that's not right either. Okay, so let's go on to plan B. Now our plan B is going to be utilizing something called beat detection. Now beat detection is a wonderful and beautiful feature that a lot of programs and DAWs, aka digital audio workstations, have built in within them, which basically all it does is you load up the MP3 and then you'll click like detect tempo, and then it will actually figure out the tempo for you. Now, other common names that you may find in other digital audio workstations for this feature is tempo detection, BPM detection, detect tempo, and BPM counter are just a few. So what I'm going to do is load up FL Studio, and I've already got the MP3 in here, right here. Okay. And all I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it, and I'm going to click detect tempo. And it's going to ask me, okay, where do you think this tempo is at? Now, it's already recognizing the tempo that's embedded into the ID3 tag of the MP3. You see, it says 178 embedded. So I already know 178 is not right. That's way too fast. So what I'm going to do is click right here. I think it's between 50 and 100. Okay. So I'm going to click this so we can really analyze that tempo range, and it's going to analyze the actual waveform of the audio and look at the transients and all that, and it's going to do its wizardry. Okay, it's a FL Studio voodoo. So it's going through right here and it's testing it, and let's see what it gives us. Okay, we're getting 89 beats per minute here. Would you like to set the project tempo to this value? Yes. Okay. And I'm also going to go ahead and test this out real quick. All right, here we go. 2, 3, 4. You can see how it's hitting right on beat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So this right here, obviously it's on beat. Obviously 89 is the actual tempo, okay? But let's say maybe you don't have access to beat detection. Okay, there's still other options for you, so let's go over those. Now, another method of detecting the tempo is called tap tempo. Now, tap tempo is a feature that's also available in many DAWs, digital audio workstations. It's also on even apps for mobile devices, and even websites have tap tempo. And the way it works is you just tap a button for every beat on each measure. So each quarter note of each measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you do that for, I don't know, maybe 4 bars, 8 bars, or whatever. And as you're doing that, you're going to notice the number will be kind of fluctuating because it's kind of figuring out the timing and all that. And then eventually you'll notice that number gets stuck after it actually figures out, okay, this is the actual beats per minute, because it's calculating how long you're hitting it, what intervals you're hitting it in, and it's doing like mathematical equations in the background, okay? So for this example, I'm going to go over to a website where everybody can do this, and it's called it's called beatsperminuteonline.com. Okay, and all I'm going to do is just play the beat in the background, and then I'm going to start tapping the tempo to the beat. All right, so here we go. Going to click down here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 89 beats per minute. Alright? So that's another way you can do it. And for all you people out there who are using mobile devices and prefer to use an app, I've got 2 apps that I want to recommend to you guys. The first one for the Android users is an app called 7 Metronome, Pro Metronome. This is the logo. This is what it looks like. So check that out. It has a tap tempo feature in there as well. It's got a lot of other features and stuff. And then for the iPhone users, I'm going to recommend Pro Metronome. And this is the logo of it. This is what it looks like right here. Pro Metronome just got released on Android, but it's still kind of in a beta version, and I've heard some complaints about a little bit of lag, so I'm kind of slow to recommend that to Android users as well. But feel free to download it if it works for you. That's great. They're going to be doing some updates in the very near future. Now, if none of the other methods work for you, there's always the good old-fashioned, tried and true manual counting method. And for this method, you're going to need a stopwatch and also a calculator, which both is usually on most mobile devices and most computers. Now, all you need to do is play the beat and begin the stopwatch at the very beginning of a measure and count out 8 bars, okay? And then at the very beginning of the 9th bar, on the first beat of the 9th bar, stop the stopwatch, okay? And then you're going to take that exact number, including the milliseconds. And then you're going to take that exact number of seconds and milliseconds, write it down, take note of it real quick. And then what you're going to do is take the number 32, which is the number of beats in 8 bars, and you're going to divide it by that number that you got on your stopwatch. Once again, including the milliseconds. And then once you get that number, you're going to multiply that by 60, which is the number of seconds in a minute, of course. And then you're going to get your tempo. So let me just try this out real quick and see if we can come up with the right tempo using this method right now. So I'm actually going to be using an online stopwatch right here. All right, so I'm just going to load this beat up and then we're going to get to it. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3, 2, 3, 4, 4, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2, 3, 4, 6, 2, 3, 4, 7, 2, 3, 4, 8, 2, 3, 4, 9. Okay, 21.531. All right, let's see if this works here. 21.531. So I'm going to take 32 divided by 21.531 equals, multiplied by 60. Drum roll, please. Boom. There it is. 89 beats per minute. Pretty cool, huh? So there you go. 4 different ways that you can detect the tempo of any song. And if you have any questions, comments, or feedback, drop your 2 cents in the comment section below. And if this is your first time being here, don't be shy. Go ahead and get your free copy of my ebook, The #1 Fundamental to Rapping, where I'm sharing with you tips and techniques that I've gathered over 17 years, and you can soak it up all in one day. How beautiful is that? It'll also sign you up to my newsletter so you get exclusive free content such as bar sheets, practice beats, and you will also receive 1 email once a week with all the new content that I've created for that week delivered right to you, so there's no searching the internet, scavenging around trying to find it. How convenient is that? And there's a subscribe button, and down there is a video playlist with every single how to rap video tutorial that I have done in chronological order for your viewing pleasure. And if you're not on a PC, I'll have all the links to all this goodness in the video's description below. This is Cole Mize with ColeMizeStudios.com bringing you another segment of Be a Better Rapper Now. Until next time, y'all take care. We'll holler at you. Peace.